A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
The first announcement today in the business session I would like to make is, as I already mentioned in the last week about the awards, so we have won the best newsletter, second place for the best newsletter award during the Crescendo. And for this, I would like to congratulate and appreciate Toastmaster Apoorva and her editorial team, Toastmaster Shubha, Toastmaster Rachana, and Toastmaster Shiva. Let's give them a huge round of applause.
Let's put it on record. This is perhaps the second time in history that we have won this. First time was a decade plus ago, and this is I was surprised that somebody has, because our
so we won it in Kochi when we went for Kochi.
Yeah, we won the best
it was
social
2 years
media
ago,
presence
presence.
award.
We won, yeah.
We won that. It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
we won that.
Yes, sir.
I thought because he was the chairman, we won.
No, sir. I was after that.
Your Pavani has come very well. That particular diary, like 2 and 1, it's beautifully made. First
Thank you,
time.
sir.
So much elegance in
He
it.
only did that song.
I headed that.
Huh?
I did that.
I
headed
know,
it.
your name is there in between. I watched it. That's why I said that you are in this committee also. You are the chairman and we got the best newsletter award. Conflict of interest was not there, I suppose. No, it's important.
We will never know, sir.
I'll give you a small instance.
Yes, sir.
When Roger Binny was the chairman of selectors for cricket, Sunil Gavaskar said that he withdrew from the committee meeting because Roger Binny, his son's selection was being discussed. So integrity goes to that extent.
So,
Still he has maintained that. Let's give him a round of applause.
So the next announcement is that on behalf of immediate past president Toastmaster Shiva Prasad, who is also the chairman of the nomination committee, and I would like to invite nominations for the upcoming executive committee for the term July to December 2025. So the nominations are open for the 7 roles: President, Vice President Education, Vice President Membership, Vice President Public Relations, Vice President Public Relations, Secretary, and the Sergeant at Arms. So,
Officially, you have to say
okay, Treasurer also. And please note 2 important things. The first thing, it will be preferred if you have already served in the executive committee in a particular role and applying for the next successive role. That is, for example, the secretary moves to the VPPR role. And of course, this is excluding the role for the Sergeant at Arms. And above all this, your regular attendance to the meeting and the commitment to serve the club also will be counted in deciding whether or not you will get this role. So please have this in mind, keep this in mind. So also you will receive a mail from Toastmaster Shiva Prasad by today, end of the day. So please don't reply to the same mail, instead compose a new mail for the same mail ID. And the mail ID also will be shared on the group. And also the last date to submit these would be Saturday 14 June, and the last day if you want to withdraw any nominations would be Sunday 15th June. And this is your chance to help enhance your leadership skill in a safe environment, so I would request everyone to go for it. And the next announcement is from our VP. Over to you, Toastmaster Sindhushree.
Hello everyone. For the upcoming meeting on 9th of June, we have a GE slot reserved by Toastmaster Sake and the table topic master slot reserved by Toastmaster Sindhushree. All the other roles are open, and if anybody wishes to provide the speeches or want to reserve a slot for an evaluator, feel free to reach out to me, and thank you and back to you.
That's all from the business session. The Sergeant can take over.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests.
Good evening.
So, in December of last year, I decided to finally buy a bicycle for myself. And this was my first ever bicycle that I was buying, because when I learned to ride a bike, it was always a second-hand cycle that my family got for me for some reason. Now, I'm a novice cyclist, but I'm interested in moving and traveling to places. And I have a friend who is also a cyclist, and we keep discussing, making plans, thinking we'll go ride 70 kilometers in a day, 50 kilometers in a day, and whatnot. So, most of the time, I would just be pushing it. But this one time, I agreed saying, let's do it. So, we started from my home here in Jayanagar, moved to Bannerghatta, went to Jigni, and from there, we thought, okay, let's go to this place called Kaglipura, through Bannerghatta forest and whatnot. Now, I am no avid good cyclist, I'm just an occasional cyclist, I can say. And now, by the time I reached Kaglipura, my legs were hurting. My thighs were cramping up, my soles, I could not feel them at all. And I had to get back home, which was almost another 20 kilometers away. And I don't know if most of you know, the ride from Kaglipura to Bangalore is all up and down. On a cycle, it's the worst. The journey seemed endless to me because even though I had a geared bike, I just couldn't put my effort into it and move forward. But at that moment, you know what I was thinking? I need to break this down. I need to make certain milestones in this journey of 20 kilometers to my destination. I need to break it down so that like every incline is a milestone. If I go down, that's another milestone. So I didn't think about how endless it was, but rather I thought about how small it would be to reach those milestones, to reach those next steps and to move on. And slowly but surely, even with all the pain that I had in my legs, I covered that distance and I came home. And you know what? This is the beauty about something that is endless. You might think endless might be something negative or improbable or impossible to achieve, but endlessness is something beautiful because you strive to achieve better with that. You push your boundaries, you try to do better, and you come out of it. And that's what I did. That is what endless means to me because at the end of the day, you're not losing out on something. You're gaining more and you're testing yourself to become better. And that is what endless is in my mind. Now, to speak about what she thinks about endless, I'd like to invite our president. She's currently pursuing her MBA from Christ University and she has a degree in BCom. She is a dancer, she's a reader, she likes to do mandala art. So please give it up for our president, Toastmaster Pavani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhu, for that wonderful introduction. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
I can see a couple of guests today with us, so I would like you to introduce yourselves in one or two lines and how you got to know about our club. So we can start off.
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. I'm Toastmaster Nitish, the president of Deshpande Educational Trust Toastmasters Club Hubli. I was introduced by Sindhushree, VP, and this is my second term, my second time coming to the club. Hoping fully in the future to be the member. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome to our club.
Hello everyone, my name is Ankita and I recently completed my graduation BCom and now I am pursuing MBA. So I wanted to improve my communication and leadership skills. This is my second class and I got introduced from my dad.
Thank you and welcome to our club.
Well, I'm Gaurav. I'm a former member of this club. So I was in the neighborhoods, I just thought I'll just visit once. Maybe I'll join that. Thank you.
Thank you. Looking forward for you to join us back.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Mamta. I was a former or an ex-Mecon member. I took a break due to my personal issues. I joined my daughter for an YLP program, so I came here to collect that workbook. So I thought
Good evening everyone, I'm Rachana, I'm a former member and I hope to be a current member next week.
Hello everyone, I'm Nisha Madha. Sorry, I'm just, this is my first class, so I'm a little nervous. I just came here to see and then I hope to be with you guys next week also. I like it. Thank you.
Thank you. you. Now I would like to request our Secretary Toastmaster Shreya to read out the minutes of meeting.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Here are the minutes of meeting number 1318 held on the 26th of May 2025. The theme was Pursuit of Purpose and the word of the week was Foresight. The business session started at 6:21 p.m. and was chaired by President Toastmaster Pavani. In the business session, the following points were addressed. President Toastmaster Pavani made the following announcements. On behalf of VP Toastmaster Sindhushree, she announced the following roles for the upcoming meetings. 2nd June, a debate session will be conducted and moderated by DTM Udanka. All other roles were open. 9th June, an education session would be conducted by Toastmaster Balaji and the Master of Ceremonies role was taken. Members interested in taking up roles were requested to contact Toastmaster Sindhushree. She announced the following regarding Crescendo 2025. The following club members were recognized. DTM K Prabhakara and DTM U Bhat received the Long-Standing Member Award for completing 25 years in Toastmasters. DTM Udanka was recognized for his role in the Club Growth Director Extended Team and the Registration Co-Chair and Souvenir Chair. Toastmaster Sindhushree was recognized for her role in the PRM Extended Team. Toastmaster Sai Snehal was officially installed as the Division Director of Division C. Our club received the following awards: Legacy Laureate Honours, Spirit of 121, Metamorphosis, Open House Championship and 2nd place for Best Newsletter. DTM Udanka said that the Legacy Laureate Honours Award was the highest achievement that a club could achieve in a district. To receive this, we had to add members, conduct education sessions, be active on social media and get distinguished status. He also said that the Spirit of 121 award is given to the first 121 clubs to get distinguished and above. Toastmaster Sai Snehal presented another award received by our club that was presented during the division contest for outstanding performance and excellence throughout the entire term, and it was presented to us by Division C Director Shreya. Vice President Membership Toastmaster Apoorva announced that on the 25th of May, the first session of the Youth Leadership Program was successfully conducted with 14 participants. The regular meeting started at 6:28 p.m. Acting Sergeant-at-Arms Toastmaster Apoorva started the meeting with an introduction about the theme and handed over the charge to President Toastmaster Pavani. President Toastmaster Pavani opened the meeting, spoke on the theme and introduced the Master of Ceremonies Toastmaster Madhusudan. Master of Ceremonies Toastmaster Madhusudan spoke on the theme and introduced the following role takers for the day. Timer Toastmaster Apoorva, Accounting Toastmaster Gajendra, PP Evaluated Toastmaster Shubha and Grammarian Toastmaster Chetan. The prepared speech session had one speaker, Toastmaster Prashant, and it was evaluated by Toastmaster Jyoti. The table topic session was conducted by DTM U Bhat and it had 11 speakers in total. The general evaluation was conducted by Toastmaster Sakshi. The winners of the week were Best Prepared Speaker Toastmaster Prashant, Best Evaluator Toastmaster Jyoti, Best Table Topic Speaker Toastmaster Chetan, Best Road Taker MTG DTM U Bhat and Best Road Taker TAPG Toastmaster Chetan. The President closed the meeting at 8:22 p.m. followed by the National Anthem. Thank you and back to the President.
Are there any amendments for the minutes of meeting? If not, I shall consider it as accepted and open meeting number 1319. We all have stared at that one seed that we buried in the soil, wondering when it will sprout, right? We water it, protect it from the sun, and keep checking it each and every day. And still, nothing happens. Days pass by, weeks pass by, and one morning, suddenly, a small tiny green leaf would have popped up from the soil. That's nothing but patience. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today's theme, Endless, reminds me of the one virtue that we all must carry throughout our lives, patience. It's like that invisible thread that keeps everything together, and it's like the farmer who waits through every season, trusting that the crop will grow. It's like the teacher who shape our young minds and knowing that the results will actually take time. It's the job seeker, rejection after rejection, tries applying for the job, yet showing up for that one yes. Patience is where the dream slowly began to grow. Now, how many of you have heard of this man, Dashrath Manji? Okay, couple of them, that's nice. So, he was famously known as the mountain man of India, and he was born in a remote village in Bihar, and he was a poor laborer. And in his village, Gelaur, it lacked hospitals, schools, and even basic necessities, all because of that one mountain that was standing in their way. So just imagine this: the nearest town for that village was 70 kilometers away. There were no roads and no access, but just rocks. So one day his wife fell ill, and there was no immediate way that he could take her to the hospital, and she eventually she died. So his grief turned into resolve. So Dashrath decided that day that no one else should lose a loved ones like him, and with just one hammer and chisel, he started to carve the path. So it might sound very unrealistic, but it's not. It's actually very true that he actually carved the path. And when people saw him doing that, people mocked at him, laughed behind him. And what one thing Dashrath had was endless patience that others did not have. So he worked day and night in sun and rain, not for a week, not for a month, not for a year, but for 22 years. For 22 years, with patience, endless patience, and relentless efforts, with no machines, no shortcut, just a man, one goal, and two tools. So Dashrath carved 110-meter long and 9-meter wide path through the mountain, so that the distance from 70 kilometers reduced to just 15 kilometers. So today that road connects thousands of people to hospitals, schools, and of course basic necessities as well. He did not do this for money or for any reward. He did it only because he believed how a human will can go long for, and that some things like love, commitment, and patience must be endless. So, fellow Toastmasters, in our world of 10-minute Blinkit deliveries, 10-minute instant coffee, or 10-second YouTube videos, we have lost that. We have forgotten how to wait, and we want everything fast and instant. Where even like the success or even healing, yeah. So the truth is, nature does not work that way, nor even the growth does not work that way. But if you carry patience endlessly, you will become unstoppable. So the next time you feel overwhelmed or think that you're going very slow in life, just remember Dashrath, remember the mountain, and remember this. You may not see the path today, but if you keep carving, one day the world will walk through it. With that, I would like to introduce you to the MC of the day. She is a marketing associate at Apt Week with a background in electronics and communication engineering, and an MBA graduate in marketing and HR specialization. In her free time, she enjoys reading fiction novels and listening to music. With a round of applause, please help me welcome our MC for today, Toastmaster Sindhushree.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you so much. I hope everybody settled down. I would like, as soon as we thought about the theme, there was one particular perspective that I wanted to present today. A small story came to my mind when I thought and wanted to write about a particular perspective, and I thought to myself, what exactly can be more impactful than actually sharing this perspective in those particular characters? I would like to present two different women in this particular scenario called as Divya and Meera, who quietly live in an apartment complex quite next to each other. These characters called as Divya and Meera here. One, Divya is a quite peaceful woman who is a stable homemaker. who lives every day to help her husband, to help her children, and goes about her daily chores. This particular life of hers is quite peaceful, it's so predictable, it's so purposeful. The woman who lives next to her is Meera. Meera is an ambitious working woman. She juggles multiple things throughout her day. She has multiple calls, she has multiple workers working under her, and every morning her morning looks very chaotic. Every day, as Divya goes out to her balcony having a cup of chai and thinking to herself, how is Meera doing this all? While she is having a great purpose in life, while she is living to her extreme potential, why am I wasting my life? Am I not doing anything purposeful? But what something that Divya does not know is, there is Meera. Between all her different chores of working in home, working outside, she overlooks at Divya and thinks to herself, she has something that I do not, the peace and the calmness, while I am lost in an endless rush. Over a period of time, these women smile at each other, they say hi frequently, they talk to each other, but not ever thought to themselves, are we living to their fullest potential? Over a period of time, that time goes on, while they're secretly admiring each other, they're silently comparing themselves. Every day saying hi becomes a gentle habit where as they step out of their homes, they see each other and talk to each other. One day they find themselves in the lift, and suddenly Divya is the first person who speaks up and she says, you have amazing potential. I see you and I think for myself, what am I doing? And in response, Meera responds and says, that's funny because I thought you're a really cool and amazing, calm and peaceful person. In that exact moment where they share things that they admire about each other, something really shifts. Very often, we do not see the things that we have in our life already. Very often, we see the things that we want to be. And often, we overlook already the great things that we have in the current moment. Life need not be just one thing to have its complete full potential or endless potential, as I would like to say. It can be looked at different perspectives. It can be lived in different perspectives just to understand that everything has its own complete meaning. Maybe it is slow, maybe it is fast, maybe it is too bold, maybe too calm and peaceful. Irrespective of all these different perspectives, different walks of life, everything comes to an endless situation where everybody can be living in abundance. Very often we think about others and compare ourselves, put ourselves down out of jealousy, comparison, different thoughts. But if you can just take a step back and think, what are those things that you admire about yourself? The way you look at things changes completely. You don't look at it out of comparison, but you look out of admiration. So this was a small story that I wanted to share and help you understand what I understood myself. And this is exactly where we are even today. Toastmasters was built on a platform where we can all learn from each other, grow by practicing, and improve by sharing what we learned. And this was exactly kind of a thought process that was shared by one great man called as Sai Snehal, who founded Toastmasters in the year of 1924 at YMCA, Santa Ana, California. What started in one room is now a very big global organization with over 16,000 clubs across 145 countries. And the heartbeat of the Toastmasters still remains the same. That is where leaders are made. The platform is not just to make the people the best speakers, but also help people in a practice and grow in a very safe space. The entire Toastmasters meeting is actually broken down into 3 different parts. That is the prepare speak session, where the speakers come here prepared, they have a goal they want to achieve, they want to complete their pathways. And second, we have impromptu speaking session, that is table topic session, where it is all about being spontaneous, being calm on your feet, and just thinking on the point and sharing your feedback and perspectives. And third, we have general evaluation session, where we have a designated general evaluator who comes here and helps us understand how we can improvise ourselves a little further. Since it's a special meeting today, we do not have the designated meeting flowing in across the same way as it generally does. Today we have a special session called as debate session. And secondly, we have also cancelled general evaluation session since the flow of the meeting is quite different compared to the usual flow. The purpose of general evaluator was not there. So hence, The first part of the session we'll have today is a debate session. The second part of the session we'll have today is table topic session. For anybody who is the guest, I hope it is not confusing at all. And with that, let's begin our first session for the day. And to take the session forward, I would like to welcome someone who has taken up multiple roles, and not just at the club but also the district. When you think of abundance, often think in the name of numbers, milestone, titles that you receive. But it's not just about that. It's about creating impact in the lives of the people that you help to. And this person is somebody who has served in the district as a past PRM, is somebody who has been a district star trainer, is also somebody who has won 5 times Triple Crown, and he's also somebody who believes in creating impact as he goes forward. And please put your hands together to welcome a person who just doesn't count abundance in milestone but also in the impact that he creates. With a huge round of applause, distinguished Toastmaster Udanka.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests.
Good evening.
You see, we argue with our colleagues, we argue with our friends, we argue on the road after the road rages. Every point of time, we will have some argument with one or the other situations, right? With one or the other member. Let it be a friend, colleague, we just argue with them. So I thought, why don't we make it a professional way and get it as a debate competition in Mekon, and let's see how creatively you can get this done. So for today's debate contest or debate session, I would require 2 teams, each team consisting of 3 members. Team 1 will be talking about affirmative, that is towards the topic. Team 2 will be opposing it. Each team will have 3 members, 1 who will be opening the debate session, 2nd who will be rebutting the opponent, 3rd who will be closing the entire topic. So the time allocated will be 3 minutes for each. 2 minutes, 50 seconds, 2.5 minutes, I'll be showing you a yellow card, and at 3 minutes, I'll be showing you a red card. So hope that is clear with the timings. And the order of how we will be conducting the debate will be as follows. First, opening speaker of affirmative, next opening speaker of negative, next rebuttal speaker of negative, 4th will be rebuttal speaker of affirmative, closing speaker of negative, and closing speaker of affirmative. Hope the flow is clear to everyone. Yes?
Yes.
Opening affirmative, opening affirmative, opening negative, rebuttal negative.
So if I am negative team, so
You rebuttal.
second, third, fourth positions are mine.
Yes. If you are in negative team, second,
We'll
third,
go with
and 5th position is yours. And if it is the affirmative, it is first, third, first, 4th, and 6th. 1, 4, 6.
To simplify, I think whoever starts positively far, the next one will be against. And again the far,
No,
then
sir.
the against.
Again, negative.
Negative of rebuttal.
Negative of
Rebuttal
negative
is one what they prove the
That's okay, but the rebuttal of the
negative will come at the first. After opening of
second round is
affirmative.
negative first,
no,
positive.
it's alright, but it's about the opposite.
Yes, sir.
Basically,
In between, there are two
No,
back
that's
to
what I
back.
said.
Yeah.
Negative
see,
back to
see,
back.
okay,
He
you are,
makes
he has a,
Positive, negative, negative, positive. sir.
Positive, okay, I'll make it clear once more. Positive,
no,
negative.
I have understood. I think the way you are
I
telling,
understand.
I think I'll go with the flow.
Okay, I will, for everyone's,
see, one thing is there, far one set of people will argue,
Yes.
and others is against.
Yes. Yes.
In between, the first person speaks, the second person negates it, third person, he will
Negates it more.
negates more.
Correct. Now,
Which masala he will down more.
So each speaker will get 3 minutes or
Yes.
overall
No,
3 minutes?
each speaker will get 3 minutes. And additional 1 minute will be given to any person in the team who will have to wind up the entire take on what it will be given. So each team will be allocated with 10 minutes in total. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1. So now I want members of members of Mekon to team up for 2 teams. One will be positive, one will be negative. Once the team is confirmed, that's when I'll be giving the topic out. And after I give out a topic, there will be 5 minutes of preparation time you all will be given with. Once the 5 minutes up, we'll start off with the debate session. So, who wants to lead team
So
1?
maybe based on the topic, it is like positive and
That's the
negative.
challenge. That's the
Actually,
challenge.
you're not allowed to use negative. What if against is actually positive?
Yeah, it's positive, yeah.
That's the twist you can expect in this session. Twist and turns. Anyone can participate. Anyone and everyone can participate.
You can say team 1, team 2.
Team one and
is
team two.
positive, team 2.
So who want to go with team 1? 3 members.
I want to go with negative taste.
I expect you to go too much.
Okay. Team 2, Balaji will be going with Balaji. Anyone who wants to go?
Huh?
With
Team two.
Balaji, who wants to go?
Balaji can maybe
Okay.
maybe we can make Balaji pick team members.
Yeah, Balaji, you pick. Apoorva wants to join the team.
You're against it.
I'm with you.
Negative against.
Yeah, let's go against it.
Anyone else who wants to join Balaji's team or the negative against team? Or if not, I'll ask them to pick it up. Pick your team member.
You can pick Madhu also.
Why not? One more person you have to pick.
Yes.
Gajendra?
Okay.
He's Steve.
It's quite a negative fellow.
Okay, now that we have against,
He wants to find out if non-Mekong people.
it's open for everyone.
Okay.
Because either they are
But
Toastmasters or
Gajendra is
ex
table topic
Toastmasters.
master.
Oh, he's the table
He's
topic
the
master.
table
Then we'll
topic.
take Shreya.
New easy.
He's the table topic master.
For the
We'll
other
take
team,
Shreya.
he is the chief.
Yes, so Madhu will be
Madhusudan
heading
is the chief.
Yes.
affirmative.
Take him.
Affirmative Madhusudan is chief. Okay.
Yes. So you will take in your team or
No,
affirmative?
he's positive, no?
Which
You
team you
want
want
to
See, negative or yeah.
Our team is full.
Pick one, bro.
to? He's the team.
She's the
Shreya is there. Okay, done.
Our chief is Apoorva.
Okay. And who wants to go? The final option for no. Negative team is set for affirmative team.
I think Madhusudan should make the choice.
Madhu and Nitish will be there. The other one?
Who else you want? Sai.
Sai.
Hey,
Boopathi, sir.
practical man.
Okay, so I'll reiterate the teams. For affirmative team, we have Madhusudan, we have Sai Snehal, and we have Nitish. And for against team, we have Toastmaster Apoorva, Toastmaster Shreya, and Toastmaster Balaji. Now it's on your team to decide who will be introducing, who will be rebutting, and who will be closing, and also who will be concluding. Concluding can be any one of you.
You better physically divide.
Maybe
So-
you guys can go stand there.
He said, "Take over." Oh, you're doing that, right?
I'll take photos.
This
Photos of the.
We have two women. Definitely win the
With that, it's now time to announce the topic. So, since childhood, how many of you have experienced this dialogue? Struggle for 2 years, 9th and 10th, your life is set. Struggle for 2 more years, 11th and 12th, your life is set. 4 more of years of engineering, your life is set. So, entire my 6-7 years of my tuition life, I was behind marks. That's what my parents pushed me. So, the topic for the evening is, does marks in exam score really help you?
Excuse me.
You're from negative to positive. No?
This is school principal.
But the irony is, I
No, you are no student. No student is here. Don't have to worry.
I can be honest to myself.
Okay. I'll reiterate. Does scoring marks in exam really help in pursuing your life? Does scoring marks in your exam really help scoring in your life? And your scoring marks in your exam really help you in pursuing life? So the topic is clear. Okay, so we have the teams set. Madhu from team A, team 1 will be opening. Apoorva from team 2 will be opening. Nitish from team 1 will be rebutting. Balaji from team 2 will be rebutting. Sai Snehal from team 1 will be closing. And Shreya from team 2 will be closing. Sai from team 1 will be giving the closing remark, whereas team 2, Balaji will be giving the closing remarks. So are we all set for the debate session?
Yes.
Are we all set for the debate?
Yes, boss.
Sir?
Yes.
So it's time. So
Why
while
don't you guys take chairs and sit down?
I would request you all to settle down.
Aggression goes on.
So while the session is going on, I request everyone to maintain silence, especially the team members, not to discuss any point in between. Whatever you want to add, you can add it to your stand, but do not discuss with the team members. With that, let's quickly get started with the debate session. So let me welcome Team 1, affirmative opener, Toastmaster Madhusudan.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. And speaking on the affirmative for the topic, does scoring marks in exams help in life? And I feel like I'm a bit of a testament to this topic because I was always the studious person in school, college, whatnot. So I always used to get good grades, 10th, PU, and in my engineering colleges. And I do have to say that there are many, in fact, a lot of pointers that could help you out because of scoring good marks in exams. If I have to list them out, number one, it helps you as a launch pad for better things. If you are getting 90% and above in your 10th standard, it serves as a launch pad for getting into a better PU college where the opportunities, where the teachers are great, the opportunities to learn are better and your peers are better. And if you get good marks in your PU, it serves as a launch pad for higher things when you go on to your degrees. So getting good marks is the absolute necessary here because it serves as a launch pad. Number two, it helps in cultivating a spirit of competition and also in understanding how things work out. Because in a school setting, there are lots of kids, and considering it's India specifically, the competition is really high. So if from the right young age, you develop that competitive spirit by scoring marks, you learn to understand how the world works. You learn to understand how different people are, how they also might score, and you might try to come up with things that you want to for your betterment at the end of the day. So it helps you with a competitive spirit. Number three, now we all know how a school environment looks like. While we were kids, we all know how the classroom is a bit stratified because you have all these toppers who are a bit who are in one section, and you might have these kids who are in the middle who are not scoring as much, and then you might have a third group which is not doing really great. So in this matter, it is important because if you are scoring marks, it boosts your self-esteem as a kid. And when you're scoring marks, other people come to you. They ask you how you're doing this. That improves your confidence. You want to explain more. You get to network with people. And also at the end of the day, having more self-esteem helps you lead a better life. Because if you're always doubting yourself, you can't progress further. Now, coming to my fourth point, as I said before, it helps you with scholarships. Because you get good marks, these are the people that colleges want to attract, and at the end of the day, if you're getting good marks, you get better opportunities. And also, my last point which I want to mention is that even in degree colleges, getting good marks acts as a gatekeeper for college placements. Even in my college, BMS, there were certain companies which demanded you have 8 CGPA forward.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhu. Moving on, next we'll have the opening from the against team by Toastmaster Apoorva.
Can we have silence, please? No shouting. It's not parliament.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. How many of you know Steve Jobs? How many of you know Mark Zuckerberg or Oprah Winfrey? You think they excelled in their studies? Were they good at their grades? No. So it shows that marks is not equal to success. There are other things in life other than just studies and marks. There's the biggest problem with our education system where they treat everybody as the same. Some people might be good at people skills, some people might be good at other sports, But if they start focusing on only on marks, maybe they wouldn't have been successful. Like example, Sachin, our very own Sachin Tendulkar. You think you would have been a successful person like, or a famous person like he is, if he had maybe become a bank employee or just focused on his grades and done an MBA? Not at all. We wouldn't have known him, right? But this has been a problem with all our Indian mentality, especially our Indian moms. There was one interview that in which K mentioned that his mom was so adamant on him completing a degree, getting a degree, even though he was playing for India. So that is the mentality that we should grow out of. We should start focusing on life skills which are more necessary in life. There was also an ad of Bonvita where they bought a store and put the same size shirts and everything was in black, and they asked people to go and shop. So not a person, all the customers who came were in a fix. They're like, what is happening? It was an attempt by Bonvita to prove that not all kids are the same. If everybody was same, if everybody were doing the same thing, if everybody was scoring the highest marks, then there would be no variety. Nobody would be successful. It was almost like living in a herd and following the same group of sheep together. So life wouldn't have been as successful as how the world is right now. Also, we have live example here. We know Toastmaster Balaji, who is the principal of the school. And when I asked him, why you good at studies, Toastmaster Balaji?
What studies?
So you know the reality. There are more things which are important in life, not grades. It is how you lead your life, how you excel in people skills, how you speak. Public speaking matters, leadership skill matters. There are other things in life which means that grades are not the only thing necessary in life to be successful. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have rebuttal from Team 2, that is Toastmaster Balaji A S.
Excellent points made by my counterparty. He said, I am testament. Well, I'm the school principal, so I don't think you need a better testimonial. And I also heard that he said there are students who are going to PU colleges, good PU colleges if they get good scores. Fantastic, because of your marks you are making education institutions make more money. This is the funda that they're really trying to sell. And congratulations for making every single education institute a very rich, very, very rich place to be in. And I really could not beg to differ. I really wanted to go against this part when my fellow comrades said marks is equal to self-esteem. If you are able to say that statement with good marks, then maybe that marks doesn't have meaning. What is it we are teaching kids? Are we teaching them that marks is equal to self-esteem? If you are getting good scores, feel good about yourself. If you don't get good scores, don't feel good about yourself. I had a teacher who said in front of the student, this student has got 3 in Sanskrit, this student has got 6 in social science, this kid has got only 5 in Kannada. You know what, this guy will be a loser in his life. You know what, the school did, we fired her. And know what that kid is doing today? That kid is out there becoming an AI engineer in the 3rd year of his engineering course. He's the one developing the app for our school. Technology, what we were struggling with, was created by a student who was called a failure by the teacher of our own school. I'm not talking about marks not being important. I'm talking about understanding being important. I'm talking about the ability of applying that is important. I'm talking about knowing what the other life skills are. You cannot be a Wikipedia. If you are a Wikipedia, I'm sorry to say, Meta is going to take you out in 10 seconds. ChatGPT is going to take you out in 20 seconds. How much can you apply? What are the other life skills that we're talking about? Can you speak to an audience? Can you convince a person? Can you sell your product? Can you convince people to actually take your... Can you actually convince them to buy your story? That's when you're a true success. If success was predetermined by the score you got in college, I would request fellow gentlemen, please put this on an agreement and sign it so we can tell you, you have successfully, miserably failed in perspective, statistics, logic and facts, because I have to say the world has something else to say and the world is a testament in itself. This can be one, but well, I think 7 billion is more than one. Over to the next speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Balaji. Moving on to the rebutting of Team 1 by Toastmaster Nitish.
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Let's understand the deep problem what it is. My fellow opponent said that Steve Jobs was a dropout. But understand, he was a dropout from the very high standard college, Reed College, where they were entrepreneurs. This is one example we have to understand. He was not dropout from a Lulu college. Now coming to the second point, where we have to understand is, most important is teachers. It is not the problem of marks, it is not the problem of exams. It is with the problem of teachers. Teachers has to be trained well. What we do today? We tell, hey, you are not good at studies. So this goes into the subconscious mind of a guy and he cannot write the exam. This is a root cause of the problem. Now let's talk about the statistics. The research says, Indian Skill Report 2023, 50% graduates are unemployed. Opponent might think it is because of exams. No, it was because of teachers and the professors were not trained well. So should we think marks and exams? Yes, it is needed. Think of doctors. If doctors are not written exams, do you think anybody can become a doctor in the meeting? So according to me, it is more important to work on the teachers training program, and some of the statistics tell that we have Indian government has introduced some of the teachers training program like National Institute of School Heads, which has provided the training for teachers, and one more says that AICTE is a quality managed improvement program, which is again for the teachers. So my take is on exams is very important, marks are important, because anybody can become a doctor or IAS officer. Thank you. Over to you.
Next up, we have the conclusion from Team 1 by Toastmaster Sai Snehal.
Well, how many of you are Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg? I don't see anybody. Anyways, we see or we hear that education is not really important, scoring marks is not really important, you can be the next Mark Zuckerberg. And how often is that a reality? Not in everyday life, not in the country we come from. We have a population of billions, but how many of them are actually Mark Zuckerbergs? The answer is 0 or maybe 1. What are the rest of the people doing? They're out there trying to score marks, because for them that is not just scoring marks, because for them it's a way of life. Schools for them is something that they are taught, something they learned, something that they had taught to grow in life. If you see a movie called Tare Zameen Par, where Ishan struggled with conventional learning, with the right guidance and support, he was able to ace these exams. So where's the problem really? Maybe the school have to really change the way they teach. The teachers have to mend the ways, not just identify you're a loser, but actually see what the problem they're facing and help them. If you see another movie called Student of the Year, there as well, it was not just about scoring exam, but also for preparing for life academically, and it was the character that was being developed and growth that was being put into that person and that student. In 3 Idiots, Rancho, every time there was an exam, he used to say, all is well. Because he knew, going forward, you can get through these exams, because these exams are not just something that you can score marks, but they prepare you for a bigger picture in life. That's the whole point of it. See, these things don't just evaluate us. They put in the thought that how you prepare for a certain aspect in life. Exams are only just a small aspect. But you come out of school, college, there is a bigger aspect to life, the life exam. If you're not prepared in the younger days, how are you going to face them when you go forward in life? This is something the school should really focus on and take it from there. Do I finish? Move to the other? Okay. So scoring marks does help in life. It opens doors, builds character, and prepares students the challenges of the real world, just like how we saw in these movies. So exams and marks are equally important. Don't let anyone say anything otherwise. Back to you.
With that, we come to the final segment, the conclusion from the opponent team by Toastmaster Shreya.
No one said that exams are not important and marks are not important. They are important, but that doesn't mean that they are the cause of success. Correlation is not equal to causation all the time. Just because you get marks does not mean that you are going to be successful. I have a friend who actually failed in 11th standard because he missed one lab exam. So because he missed that, he wasn't able to pass. And now, since for the past 3 years, he has started his own business and he has been going on with that business and he is successful. So correlation is not causation. On the other hand, someone who has got marks can also be successful. So it's not the point of are marks important or is exams important. The point is that just because you get good marks does not mean that you will be successful, and just because you don't get marks it doesn't mean that you won't be successful. The opposing team took an example of doctors, that you cannot be successful as a doctor if you don't pass the exams. But who said that just because he gets good marks he'll be a successful doctor? What if he does some malpractice after he has finished all of his exams? That ruins his reputation and that also hinders his success. What matters during your journey of being successful is how you carry yourself throughout your profession or throughout your life. It's not the marks that you get 10 years ago that will make sure that you are successful now. It may be a path, not a path, it may be a factor that can take you forward, but at the end of the day, it's the choices that you make that make you successful. So instead of teaching kids that marks is what makes you successful, we should be teaching them that the choices you make, we should be teaching them how to make good choices, how to analyze whether what they're doing is wrong or right, and at the end of the day, teaching them the leadership and soft skills that will take them forward, whether they have gotten good marks or not. Speaking of exams, a point was brought up that just because you score well in 10th would also mean that you would score well in 11th and 12th and the successive exams in whatever degree you're pursuing, but that is not true. I have a friend who in 10th standard he scored around 70 or 75%, somewhere between that. But in his 12th exams, he actually scored amazingly, like above 95%, and he is now studying at RV. So putting emphasis on marks that will carry you through your life is wrong. It is the effort that you put in getting that marks which truly shows the value that you have for whatever you're doing, because that effort is equal to the effort that you would be putting for different things later on in your life. So I just want to end by saying that correlation is not causation. Just because you get marks doesn't mean that you will be successful, and vice versa. Thank you, and back to the
Thank you. We have heard from both the teams what their take is on. So now it's time to give a final conclusion for the debate session, and I request both the team person who will be concluding to come on the stage and come on the stage. Only the conclusion. So you will each be giving 1 minute. So to conclude, exactly the bell will be ringing at 1 minute. So you can immediately after that you can start. So the stage is yours. So you will give the conclusion statement. Immediately after 1 minute, there will be a bell run. After the bell run, you can take it over and give your conclusion. And once the bell run goes, you have to conclude.
He had a dream to grow into society, to help his mother who was struggling financially. He was someone who didn't have a father and his mother was selling fish on the shore. And his only dream was to study, get through exams, get through life and get placed in one of the top companies of the world. But what helped him get there? Is his exams? Really? It was not just the exam, it was how he put it into those exams, the efforts, the growth of character, the discipline, all that because of one exam that could define something for him for life. At the end, what happened? He got through and he got placed in Google, one of the best companies in the world, something we all use in our phones every day. But how was this all possible? It was because he studied, he got the marks that he needed to get placed there. Exams are important and this will help you for it.
He had a dream. He wanted to grow old and help his mother. He really studied hard and scored a lot of marks. And then he went to Google. And then he said he has marks but no common sense. Guess what happened? Google fired him right there. Ladies and gentlemen, all of this is fantastic to listen to. Let's be very, very, very practical. Do you have life skills? If today you are all successful, some of you are successful, it is because you could apply what you learned. What you learned, if you directly put it for use, I am sorry to say, there is no use. Can you recreate? Can you reinvent? Can you think? And do you have those skills? That is the big thing. And fantastic that my opponent really helped me with the Three Idiots story. The entire movie, Tare Zameen, entire movie talks about how marks is not everything. It is just something.
It was indeed a great debate session for me to witness and to me to moderate. I really don't want to talk about debate session because it would be looking like I'll be taking dangerous sides. So the reason why I chose this topic is every day, especially in the month of April, May, we tend to hear that so many suicides happen because of they could not clear an exam. And meanwhile, that is happening. We also get to see many successful entrepreneurs, many successful businessmen who was just there in the market with full. Who's there in the market making everyone proud of what we are. This was my time as a debate master. With that, handing over the charge back to the man of Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Shreya and Udanka, for the wonderful debate session and for all the speakers who took part in today's debate session. To announce the winners, we'll just create the ballot at the end and we'll follow the similar procedure. And I request Madhu to allocate them as Team 1 and Team 2 and not as individual speakers. And with that, since it's a different kind of meeting, we'll have a break for 10 minutes and come back here to witness a table topic session. And with that, let's take a break. I hope you had a good networking break. With that, we come to the next part of today's session. With that, we come to the next part of today's session, that is table topic session. Then for the next session, our main MTG road taker is somebody whose abundance is not always measured in just in numbers, but in the willingness to grow, in the capacity to learn, and the dreams that we carry within ourselves. So this particular person has completed his PBA and he's also starting his PGTM in Dayanand Sagar College very soon. And he's passionate about sports, he's dedicated to music, he loves watching a lot of movies and also listening to different kinds of movie reviews from my end. And he joined Toastmasters not just to improve his communication skills but also to improve his impact, to work on his networking skills and also to present different forms of speaking styles. He represents a kind of abundance that we easily overlook, that is the abundance of potential. With that, please welcome our next MTG role taker for the day, Toastmaster Gajendra with the huge round of applause.
That introduction was too much to live up to. So, good evening fellow Toastmasters and guests present here. This is the table topic session, the most exciting session usually, apart from my speech when I'm giving it. Well, so how a typical table topic session goes is I'm the table topic master and I tell a topic and I call some people randomly. They come here, talk for 2 minutes and they go back. And towards the end they win, if they're good enough. And so I was So as I had a lot of topics prepared, and I saw that many were quirky and funny, but a few were very personal. So I didn't want for example, I asked Sai the personal question. I didn't want him to feel that I'm targeting you. So I'm targeting everyone with personal questions. These are not that personal, like kind of personal, like you can't call me go away creep or something. Like it's like a normal, like not too personal but personal ones. So I'll just start. Okay. Fine. The first topic is, if you could relive one day of your life, which would it be and why? If you could relive one day of your life, which would it be and why? And this goes to Toastmaster Boopathi. If you could relive one day of your life, one day you can relive, which would it be and why?
That is the twilight time. I was in one beach. Two kids are playing there. I'm seeing in sand. I'm sitting in sand and seeing them. And suddenly I turn my head. After I'm seeing, they are playing with one sponge. Okay, they are playing in the riverbed. They are enjoying. I want to be that like them. The birds are flying above the sea. I'm really watching that endlessly. Okay. I want to be there every full day, my whole time, just watching the people and life. Thank you.
And I like to see kids there. Okay, my next is not there. Seeing, okay, fine. My next topic is, what's a dream you had to let go of, and are you happy with it? What's a dream you had to let go of, and are you happy with it? And this goes to DTM U Bhat.
Mr. Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. From the day we are born until your last days of your life, man dreams. He dreams of several things. I will do like this, I will do like that, or I want to do this, I want to achieve this. But ultimately, not all things happen. Now, the question is, what is in my life, what I dreamed one thing, which probably did not materialize. This is what you're trying to say. I'll have to think about it. There are several dreams of minor and major dreams which I achieved and which have never materialized. For example, when I was studying in school, my biggest dream was to become a driver of the bus, because our village had the first bus coming to our town, and we were seeing a bus for the first time, because we never had a bus in our life, because I belong to a small village in Kerala. And I saw that not first the driver, then the second became the conductor, became my worship man, because I can see the way the conductor stands with the one hand in the back and say, "Come on, press, Manjeshwar, Ullal, Takotu," that kind of thing. So I was attracted, and he was a very powerful man. And go ahead. I thought a lot of power in him. So that was the one dream which I had. Probably I overgrew that dream. Similarly, several dreams in my life, whenever I grew that. So I wanted to become, you are showing the red card. So, Shreya, I think I won't take my time. So dreams are important, but not all dreams can be achieved. But that doesn't mean that you should stop dreaming. You should continue to dream and try to achieve whatever you want to dream. And if you do not achieve it, don't worry about it. Be with that. Be ready with your next dream. That.
Okay. My next topic is, what's one value you will never compromise? What's one value you will never compromise? And this goes to DTM K Prabhakara.
Mr. Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. There are times I have been pushed and put into a corner where without giving money it would not have worked at all. And this is where I always feel I was somewhat pushed to that place, and in personal level, personal matters. And there was a time, one unusual thing, where I had gone to get some approval from the state government side. And the person who writes the final thing, one lady, for example, she was trying to expect money and she was not doing. In fact, I waited for 4 hours for this. And I was sitting and she was doing her job. And the person who was supposed to clear, he was inside, he knew I was waiting, and he had cleared, but maybe he had not signaled the final release of the order. So I was sitting, and finally she said that I am not going out. That's where question came. She said ultimately she felt that I am a sticky person, and money that if at all I had to give, my office would not give that kind of money. I had to give it from my pocket. I was almost tempted. Then I said, if I do it, everybody, they expect, and they start expecting even from public sector like ours. So I said, I'll wait. Then I asked her one question, can I come tomorrow or should I sit? When are you leaving? She said at 5:30. Then I will also be here till that time. And tomorrow when you come, I will be sitting in that chair at that time. This happened, and finally she knew this like this, and I didn't give money and I got the thing. But at the same time, at the personal level, something else, I even know my name of that person. He was senior to me in my college, and he was the one who was approving plan for my house. That was way back years ago. And he looked at the process of receiving the drawing of my plan for the building the house, and he looked up from the next person, and it was me. Oh, Prabhakara, hegidira? He was senior to me in college. I said, I'm fine. Oh, why? I'm very happy. Srinivasa is taking this drawing and approving. He took it, and then he said, 1,500 rupees you have to give. That's when I said, no, I will not give. If you want approve, I will go back. Then I went back, and one of my friends told, go again. If they don't approve, after 30 days, you can start constructing. Oh. There's a rule like that. So I didn't know. So second time I went, he looked up. Sent it. So somewhere along, you have to stop compromising. And even I'm kind of a person who notice somebody throw things around. I have gone there, and my wife thinks that one day somebody is going to beat me. And she told me, you are running your life as if you are a Toastmaster evaluator. Over to table talk.
My next topic is, what kind of legacy do you hope to leave? What kind of legacy do you hope to leave? And this goes to our guest, Toastmaster guest Gaurav.
Very good evening, everyone. I feel I'm little too young to leave legacies behind. I still have time for that. But if in case I have to leave a legacy behind, I would just say, like the debate was all about, like, marks is important or not. I would say marks doesn't matter. Just be yourself. Just enjoy the way you are. Just ensure that whatever you are planning to do, just go ahead with it. Because I was into this I would say scam by parents when they say no. 2 years you work hard, you are settled in life. Now I'm 25 years old almost, I'm not yet settled. And my dad says, get married. I'm like, why? You should get settled, then I should get married. Like, no, even after marriage you won't get settled. So this they never told me when I was young. Now I'm getting a reality check. So I would just say, there's never settlement in life. Just go do what you like to do. I wish I knew this before. If I knew, maybe I would not give my dream of becoming a cricketer. Maybe Arsenal would have lifted the club long back. So I just leave legacy saying that just follow your dream. Don't fall into this scam of marks and being or achieving. That's not all you achieve. Thank you.
My next topic is, what's a small moment of joy you recently had? What's a small moment of joy you recently had? And this goes to our guest, Rachana.
Good evening, everyone. There are so many, actually. The last 1 month and a half have been full of joyful moments, but the strange thing about them is that they've been about very simple, ordinary things in life, and it's very it's sort of contradictory because 6 months ago I had all these visions and dreams of grand plans and things, but right now it's the small ordinary things that give me joy every day. Spending time with my mom, going out shopping with her. As a kid, when I was 10, 15 years ago, when I was growing up, I never appreciated the time I spent with my parents. But now I look forward to the time I spend with them. Shopping with my mom is definitely one thing. And just walks. Previously, walks were something that was really boring. I never saw the point to them because I always thought of it as wandering around aimlessly like headless chickens or something. But my point is, now I actually appreciate that it's not so much about where you're going or the objective, but about the journey, about what you do when you're walking with, who you're walking with, things like that. So yeah, that's my moment of joy.
You still have time.
Whoever he has missed, you can complete.
So
If the guests are not necessary.
Okay.
Our members, are they covered?
Few and
You've not got topics.
She has spoken. Debate, she has spoken.
so that's fine then.
For a change, we will close early.
Okay, fine. Then okay. Back to the. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gajendra, for that wonderful table topic session. And with that, we have come to the end of the session today. It was a bit different than what we had quite regularly. I hope everybody had fun. And I would like to welcome our acting president for the day, Toastmaster Apoorva, on the stage, please, to continue the discussion.
Once again, good evening, one and all present here. I must say it was a very different evening today, thanks to our moderators Udanka and Sindhushree for planning such a great debate session, which is very different from what usually happens in our meetings. It was something we knew, which we all learnt as a member as well. We learnt about how debates run. Is the ballot
Sent.
Okay. I kindly request everybody to vote on the ballots for all the members.
Is it opening?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Has everybody casted their votes? All the members. I'm hoping all our guests who have come today will turn into members as the VP of the club. That is what I'm hoping. And I would like to ask the guest, how was the experience?
It was really great. Hopefully, I'm shifting to Bangalore soon. If my job is around 10 kilometers over here, even in Koramangala, I'll be joining this club because I don't want to live Toastmasters. I'll be IPP soon, but I want to live Toastmasters because it has changed my life a lot. The way how I speak, I was a very incapable person, not able to speak on stage. I want to explore this kind of environment apart from there. Even that was a great experience. So hopefully, if I'm in this surrounding, I'll be to this meet. Thank you so much.
We'll be waiting to hear from you. And how would welcome you? Yeah, we'll be waiting to welcome you to us. Thank you so much. So, Rachana, after ages you're joining this, or was it?
Oh, it was good to be back. Definitely going to join next week.
That's nice to hear. Gaurav, Toastmaster.
Ex-Toastmaster.
Gaurav. Our president, he's our ex-president.
I mean, it still feels the same, so it's really good. It's going well. Hope to join next time.
I'll make the payment now.
Okay, thank you. And about you? Nisha and Ankita, right?
It was a great experience. I got to learn many things, and I hope I'll come in the next session.
We are waiting to hear from you guys. And Nisha?
Hello everyone. Yeah, it was so good to be here and to be with you all, and I loved it. I hope to see you guys next Monday also. Yeah, thank you.
So let me start with the MTG role takers. We have a clear winner. It is our moderator, DTM Udanka. Next, for the best table topic speaker, we have a tie between our founders, DTM U Bhat and DTM K Prabhakara.
Wow.
Next, something which we are very eagerly waiting for. Who do you think are the winners? Affirmative or against?
Team Balaji.
So I think the answer is quite clear. It is team against. Yay!
You couldn't contain it.
So, again, best speaker.
They have
All three.
very
Chief
good
can.
design for the photo dance. But you want something else?
You give us this. Okay.
From the district officer himself.
District officer.
XX. Oh, it. We all need to stand and relax with our fingers. That was fun. Thank you.
With that, we come to the end of the meeting. I must say this was one of the great start for the month. This is the first meeting for the month of June. It was a wonderful start. We kind of explored something new. Thanks to our DBE for planning such a wonderful debate session. On that note, I would end meeting number 1319. And I request everybody to stand up for the national anthem.